Hey, what's good, everybody? I'm gonna do a reading for all signs from now until the 16th of May, or half of May, right? The first half. I think my gut's telling me that I probably won't be able to do one next week. So to go ahead and get this in. If I do, though, good, but if not, then I'm just doing it now. So hopefully you all are well. Yeah. Um, okay. Let me get this started. I didn't know if I was gonna have time today, but okay. So we'll start with Taurus for your birthday. Taurus, happy birthday still. I had this cool thing happen yesterday that I'll share later in the video. But whoa, that one just flew. Oh wow, this makes sense. Because I was about to say it was something with a Taurus too, but Mars action. So Taurus, maybe you're in this energy right now. Desire, impulses, courage, force, heat, strength, competition, workouts, excitement, thirst, impatience, anger, leadership, engine, potency, willpower, motor, sex drive. So if this energy hasn't hit you yet, maybe for this next sometime between these next 2 weeks, from one day to the next, you're just gonna start feeling that, right? Maybe you're gonna be willing to put those gloves on if you need to be in a more aggressive energy, or if you need to hold your ground with something, right? Maybe you're gonna be feeling yourself, so you're gonna have that fiery energy. Taurus, let me see, what's your spirit animal for these upcoming 2 weeks? Mars. So yeah, definitely see where your Mars placement is at. Wow, flamingo. That makes sense. Embrace the in between, 26. Maybe 26. Maybe you're what is it, May 2nd, right? Is Taurus? Or no? Yeah, May 2nd, May 6th. Oh, today's the 2nd. Wow, maybe your birthday's today. Happy birthday if it is. Embrace the in between. Hmm. Interesting. So maybe you are gonna be in that feeling yourself type energy. Okay. So what else? So for Taurus, next 2 weeks, what's coming towards Taurus? Wow. Okay. So maybe there's gonna be some kind of tower, or there was a kind of tower that's gonna require you to have strength. Either it's gonna be in a current partnership, or maybe this tower is necessary for you to come into a new partnership, right? Because the Ace of Cups came out with that. Whether you're connected with a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, or well, that's someone new that's coming into. Let me see. Is this is this someone new? Yeah, wow. Maybe another Taurus, right? King of Pentacles. Was it Taurus the one that there was someone who I know I got the reading of, like, they were in a current relationship and just were kind of over it. So maybe once that maybe something's not making you move, right? So it's either re-strengthening. Either the tower hits where masculine or feminine doesn't matter. You step into kind of a King of Pentacles energy to nurture a current relationship you're in, or there's gonna be a tower moment that ends a current connection and eventually leads you to. And I feel like it could happen pretty fast. So Yeah, take it out resonates. Either it's a current connection that kind of levels up, or it's gonna be because of a tower moment, or it's gonna be a tower moment that leads to a new connection. So I think that's it for Taurus. Let me know if that resonates. Come back and let me know. I think that was very to the point. Yeah, Taurus has been very to the point lately, right? Oh, let me roll the dice. Wow, 10. Yeah, so something's complete, right? With that tower moment, something becomes complete, right? 6, 4, maybe you're 46, maybe 64. Maybe you're May 4th, May 6th, May 10th. Maybe someone you're connecting with has one of these numbers. Man, that incense is just blowing straight, like towards. So it's funny. It feels very purifying though, but it's like very up in my face. So all right, maybe that's the theme of the reading today, right? Everything's gonna be very blunt because that's kind of interesting, and that makes sense with something. I'll make a video later to talk about what happened yesterday, but it was a pretty cool, interesting experience. So who's next? Gemini. All right, Gemini. Let's see. These next 2 weeks for Gemini. What can Gemini expect? What's coming towards Gemini in these next 2 weeks? Ooh, I got chills already. Whoa. Wow, 2 of them jumped out. That's crazy. Has this energy been around Gemini lately? Wow, okay. So first, Quincunx. Hey Brittany, good morning. How are you? Quincunx complexity. Irritates, puzzles, mystifies, complicates, contradicts, clashes, misses the mark, requires translation, adjusts, makes curious, educates, transforms. Maybe you're feeling misunderstood right now, Gemini. I'm getting cold chills all the way down. So, you know, it's funny because I literally, obviously I'm a Gemini sun, and I posted a video of, it's this old song, but that's literally what it says, right? The world won't understand you. That's the name of the song, right? So maybe you're feeling that right now too. Gemini, right? You're feeling like you're misunderstood. There's that old song, "Oh baby, please don't let me be misunderstood," from the Animals, right? So, yeah, but it's okay, right? You're not meant to you're not from here, right? Like you're out of this world kind of thing. Ah, out of this world. That's a good thing, right? My whole gut lit up with that. So, maybe at this point right now, yeah. And that you might be irritating people. People might be irritated by your energy, but it's because they just don't understand you, right? Which is okay. But however, it feels like there might be someone that does understand you because Scorpio wanted to make itself very known, right? So either you could be in this Scorpio energy, or maybe you're connecting with a Scorpio, the powerhouse, right? Scorpio's like, hey, I understand you. We're, like transfer. Oh, the Scorpio full moon. Wow. So maybe the Scorpio full moon was very important to you, Gemini. Maybe you felt the transformation, transformative, intense, passionate, secretive, carnal, thorough. Maybe right. The That's funny because I did a sacral, like, little bowl session that I uploaded, right, for the Scorpio full moon, right. I did 2 little videos for the using the sacral sound bowl, right. Transformative, intense, intimate, primal, lusty, deep, eternal, resourceful, mysterious, regenerative, compulsive, destructive, manipulative. So always watch out for that. The dark side of or shadow side, not dark side, shadow side of the Scorpio energy, right? Pisces came out in reverse. So usually I won't take these cards in reverse, but the fact that it came out under Scorpio, maybe they're both water signs. So this could be for a Gemini. Maybe you were in a more of a Pisces mood, which would be compassionate, healing, empathetic, mystical, adoring, magical, allowing, dreamy. Maybe you were a little more dreamy. Now you're stepping into a more grounded, like Scorpio is it's a fixed sign, right? So Scorpio is more kind of boots on the ground, right? Obsessive could be, right, work wise, you know, I'm hearing the word practical, right, with things, right? Pisces energy is great for creativity, right? Being able to, to connect to the spirit world, right? But there is that escapist energy too. See, those are like the shadow sides, right? Escapist, impractical. What did I just say? See, Scorpio is more practical, right? So, that could be one of the shadow sides of Pisces, right? Self-pitying, illogical. So, that's funny that it came out. So, either some of you literally were connecting with a Pisces, now maybe there's a connection with a Scorpio or within yourself, right? You were in a more Piscean kind of energy. Now you're stepping into a more, but since it's in reverse, I would say it was more the shadow aspects of Pisces, right? But then again, yeah, it could have been the compassionate sides, and now you're just more logical. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's like I need to get things done kind of. Yeah, all is well, Brittany. How's everything been for you? Did the full moon affect you in any way, or have you been pretty smooth sailing? Wow, okay. Yeah, see, maybe that Pisces energy had you a little too that, right? Yeah, things self-pitying kind of thing, right? Because this one, the Eight of Swords is all about, you're really just holding yourself back, right? See, sentirse impotente, literally feeling impotent. So that's funny, right? And the Scorpio, we think impotent, like sacral chakra kind of stuff, right? And that's funny that the Scorpio moon had to do with sacral chakra, sacral energy. Paralyzed by fear. Wow, that gave me chills. I don't know if some of you Geminis were in that kind of mood, right? Interesting. Wow, okay. Maybe some of you were still thinking about past situations. There's that Scorpio energy again. Interesting. See, that's probably those shadow sides of like obsession over. Wow, I felt something like on. So yeah, maybe tied into your feminine side for sure. They told me the word and I don't unprocessed emotions. Yeah, because I was like, I know it's something I don't normally say, right? And I heard it, and then I was like, wait, what? And then okay, unprocessed emotions, right? So maybe there's a bit of unprocessed emotions. Maybe you were dealing with a fire sign before, possibly an Aries, right? This card it's a good card, right? A forward movement, but sometimes, right, this could be like the player of the kings, right? Someone that's kind of loose with the love and this and that. So in the past, maybe that's what you were dealing with. I got cold chills as I said that. So there's unprocessed emotions because of that, right? You're still for some of you, right? So let's see what else for Gemini. Yeah, no, it looks like wow. Okay, okay, great way to end it and move on to the next sign. So somewhere Gemini, right? You decided to move towards calmer waters. The Justice card, right? Maybe there was a little bit of divine intervention there, something, or you just got it within yourself, right? And then the Star, stepping into that star energy, right? That makes perfect sense. Being that complex being that you are, and you know, your tribe will find you, and whoever's meant to not be there won't be there, right? Maybe you are connecting with, like I said, the Scorpio energy within yourself, but it feels like you might be connecting with someone on the outside, right? Someone that's gonna be like, "Hey, I got you. Don't don't trip, right? You got a spaceship. You got a flying cool. I've always wanted to go in one, right? Something like that." Okay, so yeah, I mean the signs that are here, if it resonates, Aquarius, Libra, Aries, Scorpio, right? A lot of Scorpio energy, Pisces. Gemini. So yeah, if you haven't made that transformation, if you're still a little stuck dwelling in the past within these next 2 weeks, I could see you definitely having that epiphany, right? Where you just move forward, right? You start moving forward, you know? You stop dwelling on the past, forward momentum. Let's see what. Wow, yeah. 12 also feels very complete to me, right? 6 6. Maybe you're a 6 6 Gemini. Oh yeah, all these numbers, right? 6 11, 6 17, 6 6 again, yeah. 6 8. So yeah, 6 12. Take it how it resonates, but I like that energy, right? I feel like whatever Geminis I'm talking to, like yeah, like you're either finding your tribe or you're in that process, right? Yeah. So okay, there. I felt like wait, I didn't put an animal card for you, huh? Wow. Okay, so for this, oops, I pulled it for Did I even pull it for Taurus? Jeez, I don't even think I pulled one for Taurus, huh? Oh man. Okay. I don't know if I should just keep it moving from there. I can't remember if I pulled one for Taurus. The full moon. I did. You did okay. Just moody. Ah. Hey, Billy Boy. Yeah, I'm gonna do Cancer right now. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what did I say about finding your tribe and spirit? Time to collaborate. One. So for Gemini and Spirit, time to collaborate. So that makes perfect sense, right? I just said about maybe you're gonna start finding your tribe. You're in that journey, people that understand you, that you feel at home with. For some of you, right? That Scorpio full moon is perfect, right? That transformation, just bring it to an end. I don't believe I did a spirit animal for Taurus. Did I? Man, I can't rewind it right now to see if I did. I'm trying to remember. Wow. Yeah, I did do. Okay, I did. Whew, all right. So going forward, Cancer. That's funny. It just came to me. I was like, wait a second. Okay, cool. So Cancer. Yeah, for Taurus it was a flamingo. I just remembered right now. So I was like, whoa. Yeah, okay. So Gemini, hopefully that made sense. Cancer. Wow, Cancer. Opportunity. So maybe within these next 2 weeks, Cancer, you're gonna be seizing opportunity. Collab. See, maybe you're a cusper with Gemini or you're in that energy too. Collaborates, assists, explains, provides opportunities, synergizes, creates possibilities for. So maybe the universe will create possibilities for you, or just others will, or yourself. Opens doors, promises, brings insight to, communicates, welcomes, develops. Maybe you're gonna be the one in the group that brings the insight, right? You're gonna be adding your cancer intuition, right? Cancers are very intuitive. Cancers are good at reading the vibrations, right? So yeah, opportunity. See, I love that because right, the snowflakes. There's no two that are alike, and also with that, the I don't know what that's called. The paint plate thing or paint paint palette. I don't know if that's what it's called, but right, it's like, hey, I made a T-shirt that says that life is a canvas, paint accordingly, right? So maybe you're in that kind of really understanding that you could paint whatever you want, right? So what are you gonna create, Cancer? Let's see what else. So let me do the animal the spirit animal that you could tap into this week and ask for help. Whoa, okay. Wow, see, makes perfect sense. Dream the world into being, lizard spirit. See, it's like the same basically. Painting whatever you want to paint, whatever you want to create. 38. I don't know if 38 is significant, if you're 38, or 3 and 8 is 11. So maybe that's significant. I like it. Very dreamy, right? The little lizard. Well, lizards are good luck too. So maybe you'll be seeing lizards at this time. That'll be a little nudge that your spirit guides are with you, ancestors, or just a little little lizard, right? Like, hey, I'm just a little. Wow, there you are, Cancer. Yeah, maybe it's a new emotional opportunity. Well, it might be emotionally fulfilling, right? To collaborate with people and maybe connect with like minds, similar interests. Oh, Leo Cusper. Ah, interesting. Yeah. Maybe you'll be collaborating with Pisces, Scorpio, other cancers. But I like that with the crown chakra, right? It's kind of like the same thing, just creating whatever, anything, right? At this point, it feels like Cancer, there's a good energy of whatever you want to dream into existence, you can, right? The paintbrush is in your hand. Might be a little, so maybe this is, oh, there is the Leo energy, right? Maybe make sure that your Cancer energy doesn't conflict with your Leo energy. But this is, I like this card because it's someone that's standing in their truth, right? That solar, it's a healthy solar plexus of, hey, this is what it is, and I'm standing on this, right? Like, what was it? Yeah, that's the hill you choose to die on or whatever, but it's kind of warranted, right? It's something that hey, it's true to you, and you know, obviously this is a victory card, right? So, okay, this is maybe you've already had a tower moment, or there's kind of a tower moment that puts you in that energy. I don't know if it's been over finances, right? If you were dealing with someone that everything kind of circled around to money, you know? If it's a cancer in a relationship, things like or you know, right, like child support or payments with this or that or just, money, right? Money's always like a problem with at some point or another in someone's life, right? So maybe with courts, right? Maybe you owe money. Maybe you got debt collectors calling you, or I don't know if they still do that, right? I haven't had that when I was younger. I used to have debt collectors calling me. That's been so many. I didn't even remember that till now, right? That I actually had to go through that at some point, right? So, you know, whatever tower moment happens, though, or if it does happen, yeah, maybe it's something that you're like, I already paid that, right? I don't owe that. I already paid that. But there's something that you stand your ground on, justly so, right? You know, like, hey, I've gone to court over something, and then the judge even ruled in my favor and dismissed things, right? So it's something like that, right? There's something that you just know, is the truth, and you're not willing to be flexible with that, right? And it feels like you're victorious with that, right? Man, there was a whole story here, which makes sense, but that was just way too many cards. Let me go ahead and one more card. What else for this particular Cancer energy? Yeah, maybe only the first part of the reading resonates, and then the rest it might be for another Cancer. So figuring how it resonates, but there's some kind of conflict. But the good thing is, it looks like you're victorious over that within the next 2 weeks. Wow, yeah, look at Ace of Swords. Maybe that if maybe yeah, maybe for some of you, if the collaboration isn't exactly, well, two different ones, right? Either you decide Because I heard it. You decide, some of you are like, I'll go my own way, right? And you have these creative ideas and it leads to your success, right? Or within that group, right? Your ideas are the ones that are kind of making the group successful, right? Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords. So that's beautiful. I really like the energy. I got chills right now. So either you're connecting with Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Leo, Capricorn. I think the tower is Aries or Scorpio, right? If I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I think that's maybe your 7/16 birthday, 7/7, 7/4. Yeah, one of those. Okay. So let's go ahead and roll some dice here. 9. Yeah, okay. So maybe something's coming to an end and that allows for that new beginning. Maybe you're 36, 63. 6 might be significant. 3 might be significant. 9 might be significant. 7/9. That's actually my niece's birthday. She's a Cancer. 7, July 9th. Maybe you're 7/6, 7/3, 7/9. You never seen so many lizards? That's funny. In the live I didn't. Oh, that's funny. 369. Oh wow, I didn't even think about it. Yeah, that's part of the sacred geometry stuff, right? Maybe that's significant to you. 369, right? That was Tesla's like famous numbers for everything in the universe, right? Maybe you use those numbers to create something within this group and help them be successful. Maybe they're not aware of that kind of yeah, I know I went down the rabbit hole before with that 369 stuff. I can't remember right now though. Okay, who's next? Cancer, Leo, right? Okay. I know this Scorpio full moon affected me. I just haven't figured out how. Like, it's crazy, right? Like, I know I haven't figured out if I'm just in a relaxed mood or if I'm in a tired mood. But I think it's kind of relaxed. I don't really feel nothing like crazy. Wow. Okay. So Leo, are you in that kind of wounded healer energy right now? Chiron healing, healing powers, growth, amends, releasing, right? Maybe releasing is important right now. Personal development, inherited issues, self doubt, generational trauma, shame, sensitivity, forgiveness, superpowers, divinity, cleansing, softness, pain. So all those attributes to Chiron, right? Hmm. Interesting. What planet is that? And is that a planet or? I know it's not the moon, huh? Because that's way too many. I don't know what planet or what thing is associated with Chiron. Interesting. Hey, Foster Town. Thank you, thank you. Glad to have you here. Okay, so Chiron for Leo. Oh wow, I didn't even see that this flew out. Ascendant. Interesting. Outlook. Worldview, mission statement, expression, effect, role, mark, attitude, outer self, point of view, body image, aura, likeness, approach, impact, first impression. So maybe you're transitioning from this Chiron, the wounded healer, to the maybe looking at your ascendant, right? Maybe you're Leo rising, right? Something like that. Ascendant, outlook. Just look where your ascendant is. Worldview. Yeah. Maybe you've consciously decided, hey, you know what? Like I've been in this energy long enough, right? You shed your last tear over whatever it is that you're releasing. You're looking in the closet like, okay, what am I gonna wear, right? Or something, right? Maybe a project that was unfinished, something that kind of got tossed in the closet, kind of thing, right? Or something, right? Wow, in my head I had the image and it gave me chills, like of someone like curled up into a ball in the closet. Like maybe you would lock yourself in the closet and cry so no one saw you or something. That was deep. That was like a sad image, but it gave me cold chills all the way down my back. So yeah, I don't know if some of you have been going through that or kind of that, just crying where nobody could see you kind of thing, right? Maybe you've been in that energy and now you're like, you know what? So maybe that's coming up for these next 2 weeks. Wow, yeah, look at that's crazy. So maybe call on that badger spirit, right? Is that the one that they used to make those funny commercials like Honey Badger isn't afraid of anything, like he'll fight lions and what are those called? Like vipers, everything, right? The four badger spirit. Be fearless and bold. Wow. I like it. It's funny how it's all be fearless, but it has this. So maybe that, right? You're gonna be, you know, all bedazzled up while you're fearless and bold, you know, wearing your Sunday best or something, right? But if anyone kind of crosses any boundary, you're not gonna hesitate to um man, I need to learn more like country sayings or something, because that would have been a yeah, couldn't think. Wow, yeah, Wheel of Fortune. So it looks like man, I keep getting chills with your reading right now, Leo. So it feels like the wheel's turning in a good way for you, right? Like you've done the work, right? You've like that. It was a really sad image I got in my head, right? Of someone like curled up crying in a closet, right in the dark. It didn't have to be a closet, but just like that, like not letting anyone see that journey that you've been going through, right? Wow, look at I'm even over here having to clear my throat. So it looks like the Wheel of Fortune. I think you've made the choice because this is like a maybe card, but for me it feels like it's turning. That's my gut feeling. Okay. Well, I'm happy to see that, Leo. So very happy. Wow, yeah. This feels like your energy, just kind of being passionate for something now. This feels like your energy. Hmm. Like just wanting to there, like boom, like it just hit you from one day to the next where you're just like there, right? Mm. Wow. So maybe, yeah, maybe that kind of ignited it, right? Maybe you're like, you know what? Maybe you've been alone for a while and you're like, you know what? I'm ready to, you know, maybe not necessarily get booed up, but, get out there. You're like, hey, I got this, wand and, or whatever, right? Masculine, feminine, you know, put it how it fits kind of thing. But yeah, but yeah, the path, right? Obviously, choosing a path, and I feel like you already chose. And right now, when I said it, my whole heart lit up, right? And both of these are the heart chakra. So, oh man, I'm over here trying to cover it, but yeah, both of them are heart chakra. So it feels like yeah, there's something that kind of just sparked in you, and yeah, I feel like you're not in that wounded healer, energy anymore. Like you've done the healing and you're ready to go. So, all right. So let me know for these upcoming 2 weeks. If it hasn't happened yet, like maybe from one day to the next, you just wake up and that's it. 7. Wow, right? I love that number. That's very like a divine completion, right? 16 might be significant. Maybe you're what's Leo, the 16th, right? 816. Maybe you're the 8-6, 8-7, 8-1, right? Maybe you'll be connecting with a Gemini, Sagittarius. I don't know what the Wheel of Fortune is, what sign it's related to, the or connected to the Wheel of Fortune, but I'll look it up after. Okay, so yeah, that's it for Leo. Let me know if any of that resonated. Ashwagandha makes you sleepy. Ah, I don't know what I miss. Oh, you're feeling everyone's in a kind of mellow. You weren't in the closet, but you cried yourself. Ah, well, hopefully you're feeling better now. Yeah, you're okay. Okay. Oh, your wife's birthday is next week? Ah, interesting. So she's a Taurus then, right? Taurus still next week? Okay. Virgo, right? Virgo, Virgo. Okay. Virgo, Virgo. Okay, so for Virgo, let's see. These next 2 weeks, what's coming in for Virgo? Whoa. All right. Conjunction, conjunction. Empowerment combines with enhances strength. Maybe there's, yeah, maybe collaborations right now are kind of a theme. Combines with enhances, strengthens, joint forces, activates, intensifies, authorizes, allies with, concentrates, saturates, overrides, overwhelms. So obviously look out for those shadow sides of it. But yeah, it's funny how that tie, it's like if someone splashed paint all over it, right? Like maybe there's something you're kind of because Virgos can be very by the book, right? Cross every T, dot every I, everything has to be a list. Maybe right now it just isn't working for you, right? Virgo, and you're gonna be like, you know what? It's like throwing that tide, throwing paint on it, right? Like, you know what? I want to be in this more creative space, right? Like I see that, like grabbing a bucket of paint and don't do that, right? And then blame me for it or something. But like, having all your suits or what is it called? Not formal. Formal is not the right word. I don't know. When you go to work, I can't think right now. Whatever you wear when you go to work, you're kind of uptight clothing or something. I don't know. I can't think right now. And throw a bucket of paint on it and be like, you know what? I want to step because Virgos are very creative, right? I've done a lot of music with Virgos over the years, and they're very creative, but they also have that other side of being very like everything has to be perfect kind of things, right? Wow, and that makes sense. Wow, see? That's kind of the message I was getting and the moon hopped out too. So feelings, right? Maybe right now you're just like, hey, I'm tired of everything being so logical. Maybe the Scorpio full moon hit you in that way, Virgo, or whatever Virgo I'm connecting to that you're like, you know what? I want to feel things, right? I want to be in my feelings. I want to express, right? Nurturing, gut reactions, comfort, digestion, home. Yeah, maybe it was even that. You were so focused, it even gave you like gut problems just from being over stressed out, overworked, right? Family conditioning habits, femininity, right? Maybe feeling you're feminine. Oh, my whole solar plexus lit up when I said that. Wow. Maybe connecting with your feminine energy is gonna make you very like standing in your truth, right? Your solar plexus, man, it gave me like it was like if someone was tickling my solar plexus, right? It felt good. It made me want to giggle, right? Still, it feels good. So I like this energy, Virgo. Privacy, embodiment, emotions, sustenance, self-soothing, moods, mother. Yeah. Maybe you're gonna be doing it a little more in private and after. Oh, I got cold chills everywhere. Maybe you're gonna be, man, I'm just getting, yeah. Maybe you're gonna be a little more private about it until after, right? Like, oh, look what I created or something. I don't know. It's a little mix. Oh my, no, maybe you need to be less, but maybe that's part of the shadow aspect. Cause my throat tied it like, almost like someone wanting to. Maybe you're so excited to show people things within these next 2 weeks that you're creating, right? Maybe you're gonna be fighting yourself because it was almost like this burning sensation of I want to speak out, but wait, like that Virgo, the Virgo in you wanting to hold yourself back, but you really do want to express something. So that's pretty interesting. Whoa, a lot of energy there, Virgo. That was interesting. I wasn't expecting that because I think Virgo in all these last readings has been probably more reserved, which makes sense, I guess. That's why now you're ready to like explode, right? Like that whole "I'm coming out" song, right? That wanting to show your talent and your creativity and everything. Like it. Whoa, that one just flew out. Yeah, see, wanting to sing your own song. Wow. Wear your little crown and sing your song and show the world. That made sense, see? Oh, I think you're gonna be some of you Virgos are gonna be fighting that because I felt, like the tightness, see, on the feminine side. Some of you are gonna be very like you're ready. You're ready to go, but there's still some of you, or in the process, don't start doubting yourself and holding back, right? If some of you are already ready, like, no, this is what I'm gonna do, and then at the last minute, you're like, wait, is everything perfect? Is everything this, that? Maybe I should wait. Something. Don't do that to yourself. So that's the only advice I'll give you with that, right? See, I could even feel if you start doing that, it'll even give you like a headache. I feel everything like on the feminine side, the constricted throat, the headache, like this, everything. So it's gonna be you really nurturing that aspect of yourself, right? And just surrendering to it, right? So interesting. 12. What is it? 9, 12? Maybe, yeah. Maybe you're 9, 12 Virgo. Whoa. Some cards fell, but no. All right. Let me see. So Virgo. Meticulous. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're definitely their own worst critic. Yeah, see, I think this kind of maybe you're a cusper with Leo. Yeah, maybe you have that, right? Maybe it's in your bloodline. You kind of asking you to step into that, you know? This is kind of like the witchy energy, right? Like, man, that I like the cat right now. The cat, right? Um, yeah, yeah. So I think it's a battle within you, right? But if you step into this energy, right? Maybe just picture that Queen of Wands energy, right? Very confident, very magnetic, right? Attractive, and it doesn't have to, whatever. Like you're attractive, your energy is attractive. However, you know, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think I could just with that card because that kind of sums it up, right? The energy to be in, and because it's like someone that's very. Oh wow! What did I say about the tickling solar plexus? And look, that's yellow. All that yellow. Wow. That's crazy. See, and some of the cards, right, they have the yellow all around, but this one it's on her, right? Even her crown is like super yellow, right? So it's like really knowing who you are, really standing in your truth. So definitely call in that canary energy, right? Canary or the oh my whole like third eye feel like it's swelling up with this one. So yeah, wow, look at as I lift the deck, the death, right? You gotta really yeah. I think you're trying to change your whole like how you show up to the world, right? Like I think you're really and for yourself. I think you're yeah, there's a lot of like different energy here. Like you're like it's an internal battle, right? But overall, I think there's too many energies that are gonna push. There it is, yeah. Just stepping on that path with your yellow boots. There's more super yellow energy, right? That solar plexus. You know who you are already, right? Maybe your ancestor, like you have a grandma, mom that already told you who you are, right? About your, or maybe you know, creativity wise, right? Yeah. So maybe there's something about maybe you, right? Like in your bloodline, there was already famous painters or something, or someone, oh, you know that your great grandpa was a painter, or there's something that it calls to you because it was already a part of you, right? Maybe it is in a spiritual walk, right? And you're finding out like, hey, well, one day someone finally tells you, like, even that, me, when I was already years after doing music, one of my uncles in Mexico told me, like, oh, you know that your, I don't know who, great aunt or aunt, uncle were like great composers over there. And I was like, what? Like, no one, like, my parents didn't tell me that. Nobody ever told me that. I think that would have made me want to do it even more. Like, oh, wow, it's already in my DNA. I had these amazing, composers in my bloodline or something like that, right? So things like that, right? There's something that's already there present for you, right? So something like that. And yeah, I feel like you already know, right? See that wand keeps showing up, right? You already chose your wand, right? It's just walking with it, right? She's holding her wand, he's holding his wand, right? I think this is you already see it, the prevision, right? So just don't hold yourself back. Don't start doubting yourself, right? I feel like I took a bit on Virgo. Oh, four, yeah. Four. Solid foundation, right? I think there's a solid foundation there already. Yeah. So maybe you're Virgo 9-1, 9-3, 9-4, right? Maybe someone you're connecting with. Maybe you're connecting with an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Oh, fire. Or maybe just calling in that fire energy at this time, Virgo, to help you pursue whatever it is you want to pursue, or just be confident in it. So much solar plexus energy. I think as long as you tap into this, you're like, there's no, I keep stumbling on my words with you. So I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of things, that, yeah, keep coming in, like self-doubt, or just wanting things now, just it's not perfect yet or something. So I feel like you just got to connect with that energy. And my whole gut lit up as I said that, and just take action, right? So okay, there, that's enough, Virgo. So who's next? Virgo, Libra, right? You're buying yellow socks. Yeah, yeah. I know how. I kind of, you know what? That is a good idea, actually. Something, yeah. I feel like I need to buy something. Yeah, that is. They say that whenever there's something that's imbalanced, like wear that kind of clothes, right? If you're having trouble with your root chakra, wear red. If you're having trouble with your sacral, wear orange. Wear yellow. Wear blue. So all that stuff makes sense. So yeah. Okay. Libra. Okay. Thank you, Brittany. I was like, okay. Libra, Libra, Libra. I don't even think we're halfway yet, huh? Whoa, Libra, Capricorn, the boss. Interesting. Maybe this energy's calling to you right now. Serious, authoritative, ambitious, realistic, structured, traditional, wise, enduring, accomplished, badass, majestic, competent, prepared, down to earth, corporate, reserved, rigid, disciplined. Wow. And I think Capricorn is more of a masculine energy. And for you, Libra, the first thing I felt was like it was more like of a tightness with the feminine, right? Like if it's almost like that masculine energy is stepping in because almost like to balance it out, right? Maybe you've been too much in your feminine energy. So you're the opposite. I think Virgo is more about being in the feminine energy, right? Or connecting to that aspect for the creativity. And with you, I feel like it's the opposite. So that's pretty interesting. Maybe, oh, right, because I think Libras, they say, are kind of, and I'm saying this from Libra friends, right? That they'll say like, I have had a problem with being like a people pleaser, right? So maybe with Libras, right? If you've been in a people pleasing kind of mood, like it's shifting, right? Um, wow, look at that. Wow, maybe you have a Leo in your chart, but look at that. Wow, be generous. Wow, I don't know that. Then that goes against what? Be generous of spirit. So what's that about? So maybe people pleasing. Well, people pleasing is different than be. Oh, okay. So it's okay to be generous of spirit, but people pleasing is kind of, sometimes you neglect things you need to take care of for yourself. And it's like that saying, right? If you don't, how are you going to take care of others if you don't put on the gas mask for yourself? Or what is it? That thing in the, when the airplane's going down or whatever? 37. Be generous of spirit. I don't think this card comes out too often because 37, which is 10, right? It's a complete number. Be generous of spirit. Wow. Yeah, see? And this came out in reverse underneath the Leo, the lion, underneath the lion, and look at what it is. It's a set healthy boundaries. And it came out in reverse, so I feel like, yeah, in the past you haven't set those healthy boundaries, right? People pleasing. That's funny. Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for that confirmation. So I feel like now you're stepping into a little more like, but I think this is kind of that you don't have to be like mean about it, right? You could still have a generous spirit, but have those healthy boundaries, right? And not fall into the area of people pleasing, because then, yeah, because then you're not teaching them something, right? Too, like if you're letting people step past your boundaries, then they're not learning anything either. So it's like kind of really bad for both of you, right? Wow, what in the world? Oh, okay, I like it. Wow, okay, that makes sense because this came out in reverse. Two of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe, yeah, you were just feeling unbalanced, right? For Libra, you're very unbalanced, right? Yeah, overburdening the feminine side, nurturing, all that stuff. And so that's why that Capricorn energy kind of has to step in. Maybe you have Capricorn in your chart, but yeah, it's funny because I don't think have cards been coming out in reverse so far. I think you're the first one that's things are coming out like in reverse and everything. What else for Libra? What else is coming? So yeah. Whoa. Okay. Yeah. There it is. Bam. Inspiration. So either something already inspired you, or within these next 2 weeks, something's gonna spark that where you're just like, yeah, you know what? I'm not doing this people pleasing anymore. But I feel like you'll be graceful about it, right? With that lion energy, right? And it's almost like some maybe your look is gonna say it all. You're just gonna look at people like, it's almost like someone about to ask hey, can you? And then they look at your face and you're not like showing a mean face, but you're just stern. Like, what are you going to tell me? And they're like, oh, never mind. Like your energy will speak for itself, right? Maybe it's something that someone could do by themselves, but they're so used to like throwing everything on you, right? Overburdening you, and your energy is going to kind of speak for itself. So I like it. So obviously, this is Leo energy, Aries energy, Sagittarius energy, inspiration. So I feel like during these next 2 weeks, yeah, you're gonna feel inspired to, yeah, to follow a certain path, right? Maybe I think what was it? Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles wanted to peek out, so maybe kind of just, yeah. doing what you need to do, right? Maybe focused on work, things like that, right? So I like it. It feels good. Mm. You might have a little struggle with it. I felt a tightness in the heart with that. So I don't know what that's about. Maybe that's kind of what sparks it off, right? It wasn't really a tower, but something someone does maybe rubs you the wrong way where you're kind of like, ah, okay, you know what? I've been people pleasing enough, right? Like I see that it's not being appreciated, it's not being reciprocated. So I think that's kind of that last little message because right when I was like, okay, that's it, I felt that energy. Oh wow. See, reciprocated. Yeah, maybe that's gonna be something. It has to be balanced, right? And that's what we saw, right? Like there it is, the two little pentacles, right? In reverse because it was unbalanced, right? I mean, it's balanced, right? It was unbalanced before, and now you're finding that balance, right? So maybe this is significant. Maybe your birthday is 10/2, 10/1, right? 11, 10/11. Maybe you're gonna be connecting with someone with that, right? Maybe you're gonna connect with a Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Maybe that's what you were dealing with that kind of made you realize, you know what? Enough of this unbalanced, unreciprocated energy. So you know that Libra look? That's funny. Yeah, Libras. Okay, Sagittarius. No, Scorpio. Okay, I won't miss Scorpio because I know I have in the past. Okay. Whoa. Well, maybe you're kind of decluttering. I forgot who. I think Gemini got this last time. Second house assets. Two. Material world, possessions, finance, talent, value, solidity, worthiness, wardrobe, luxuries, credit score, security, aesthetic. So, this comes out two ways. Either that's what you're focused on right now, Scorpio, or you're in a decluttering kind of phase with the Scorpio full moon. It probably push you to be like, you know what? I need to declutter some things, right? I like that Indiana Jones hat though. Let me know if you have an Indiana Jones hat, Scorpio. Ah, maybe you have Gemini in your 'cause look at all those different like it almost looks like different personalities even, right? Like different things. Very funny. I feel like this is a creative Scorpio energy, right? Well, Scorpios are creative anyways, right? But interesting. I like that. A creative Scorpio energy. Whoa. Wow. That's beautiful. I like that. Wow. Be peace. I like this energy. Look at the little crown. I don't know if this has ever came out. 21. What would it be? Would you be guess you could be a cusp on both sides, right? October 21 or November 21, right? I don't know what's the last day of Scorpio. Be peace. Maybe you're gonna be the peacemaker in a situation, Scorpio, over these upcoming 2 weeks or something. Or you're just gonna be, wow, my whole heart kind of glowed right there. So maybe, yeah, you're in this energy of like a wise, like, yeah, you've been through some stuff. And what did I know I just experienced something where, yeah, it was weird. Like, now I won't get into that. Something happened. Yeah, but yeah, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, let me see. Let me see. That's funny. Something was put like I don't know, they wanted me to share that story or what, because something started pulling on my. Let me see. Let me see. Well, let's just say yesterday, yeah, I ended up kind of being in the middle of this. It had nothing to do with me. Just I witnessed two people like arguing, and I was trying to like, hey, but they were so caught up in their conflict that I was just like, okay, deuces. It was, but it's interesting, right? It was like, wow. Um, Sometimes people get so caught up in that conflict but I feel like here, you're gonna be successful in being able to be that peacemaker, right? So let me see. Yeah, I don't know if they were just pulling on my ear to go ahead and share that. Oh, wow. So you're going through a whole energetic reset. I feel like Spirit's gonna be communicating a lot with you right now. Wow. And yeah, I guess people are gonna see you as an example. Like the way you're gonna carry yourself is gonna seem like you're someone that's full of humility, right? Like you don't even have to act like, oh, I'm a humble person. No, it's just gonna show like your actions are gonna speak for themselves. They're gonna be like, wow, this person is just so like naturally, full of humility, right? Like maybe just that, even by seeing you, other people are gonna want to be in this peaceful energy, right? But it's crazy because look how it says be peace, but it still looks like a fierce kind of. I've never seen a fierce dove like this, so I like it. I like that. A fierce little dove, right? That's pretty cool. Okay, so let me see. Wow. Okay, so maybe you came out of a whole situation. Hmm. Wow. Interesting. Wow. Interesting energy here. Either you're kind of in this emperor, right? Oh, 4-4. Wow. Interesting. Very stable, right? Maybe after you had like a whole death and rebirth, right? They say Scorpios are the ones that they could have like seven death and rebirth, like huge transformations, right? I think like the scorpion is only number two, right? It's like, I don't know if it's the snake, scorpion, lizard, tarantula somewhere. I know number six is eagle, and then seventh is the phoenix, right? Not everybody gets to that stage, right? Like not every Scorpio goes through that whole full transformation, but it makes sense, right? You had a whole death and rebirth, whoever, and maybe now you're in this emperor energy where, yeah, it's almost like you could be that peacemaker, right? Like you're wise, right? You know how to. This feels like a very balanced emperor energy, right? Hmm. Maybe there's a connection coming in for you, right? Oh, okay. Well, that kind of changes things. So there's two scenarios, either that or nah, I feel like you're in this emperor energy. So male or female doesn't matter. And you might be connecting with the Queen of Pentacles energy, which is beautiful, right? It's a beautiful energy, right? Like in my head, I heard like your yin to your yang. Even though this isn't technically like what they would call a divine pair, this feels very yin and yang for some reason. Like a very balanced connection, right? And then the lovers came out, right? So I feel like whatever connection, whether however you look at it, if it's gonna be for this kind of next phase of the journey, or it is kind of like someone you end up with long term, it feels like a very divinely guided connection, right? So that's pretty beautiful. I like it, right? Something that both of you would be willing to fight for, right? Hmm. This almost gives like the same kind of. Whoa, I got chills. Yeah, like almost like when like the strength. Like it'll be a really strong connection, right? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, yeah. Wow. I keep getting chills like nonstop. So that's yeah, wow. I like it. So yeah, I feel like maybe yeah, let me know if yeah, maybe during these next 2 weeks. I like this though. Very, very balanced Scorpio, very self-aware. Yeah, right. Someone that's really gone on the journey. And it doesn't matter male or female, right? Being in this emperor energy, it's just more you're a little more in the action kind of stage, right? As opposed to if it would have came out the empress, well, it would have just been you're in that receiving energy, right? More feminine. But right now I feel like it's just a little more. It doesn't matter if you're male or female, you're in that action phase, right? Maybe in this connection, you're the one that actually approaches the person, right? And you're like, hey, you just let it be known kind of thing or something, right? Or if there's a conflict, you're the one that voices like, hey, why are you fighting? Like there's this could be resolved like this and like that, right? So that's kind of what I'm getting with that. So okay. I feel like I took long on that, right? So let me roll the dice. Five, yeah, five is the number of change, so I like it. Maybe you're November 5th, November 4th, November 1st, right? Maybe you're 41. Maybe one of those numbers means something. Maybe someone you're connecting with is gonna have that, right? Uh 4, 14, 5, something, right? So, okay. Yeah. I like it. I like it. It's good. Good energy. Good energy. Not really good, like great energy, actually. It wasn't even good. Like I like that little feel. That feeling was just like non it was like all up and down my back, like this little like tickling, right? It was crazy. Like this good feeling, right? Yeah. That's funny. Okay, okay. Sagittarius, right? Yeah, yeah. Sometimes yeah, it's just, you could tell. Yeah, yeah. Well, and also, right, you could tell, right, it was like a family dispute. So it's like, wow, that's not my place to interject in this situation anyway. So I was just like, cool, you know? So, I mean, I did try, but it was like, wow, like you could tell when maybe, sometimes people need that, I guess. Maybe they just need to get that out of their system. Obviously, it wasn't something like violent or nothing. It was just like two people arguing, and it was like, all right, cool. Well, looks like you two are, both adding to it. So clearly you both want to be in that kind of energy. So, or whatever, however, right? Like, because at any point, someone could just choose to, okay, there, I'm going to be the bigger person, be quiet, and then that's it. But clearly, if both are participating, then clearly they both in the mood to argue. So, okay. Sagittarius. Yeah. Thank you, Brittany. Okay. Wow. Again, interesting. Who just got did? Oh, no, no. This was, I think Virgo had got this, right? Conjunction empowerment. I feel like Sagittarius is usually in that kind of energy, anyways, of marching to the beat of their own drum. So, oh, maybe just the same right now. Yeah, you're in a kind of joining forces mood, combines with, enhances, strengthens, joins forces, activates, intensifies, authorizes, allies with, concentrates, saturates, overrides, overwhelms. So, yeah, look out for that shadow aspect, right? Look out for that shadow aspect. Okay, so like in Sagittarius, when it comes, I could see Sagittarius like throwing paint on a tie and wearing it that way. That's the funny thing, as opposed to Virgo being like, ah, I'm tired of all this. I could see Sagittarius just, that's kind of their jam, right? To be like, I'm gonna throw paint all over this and then I'm gonna wear it like that on purpose, right? Like that's funny. On purpose. Wow, interesting. That jumped out at me. Maybe Sagittarius is very in their purpose at this time. Wow. Look at that. Wow. Hawk spirit. Let spirit be your guide. Very on purpose, right? Focused in. 32. Maybe you're 32. Maybe that means something. Hawk spirit. I thought the Hawks had the best vision of the birds, but I don't know who I heard that from. And then I just kept repeating that because obviously I'm not a scientist, so I don't know how to gauge a bird's vision, right? But I guess yeah, someone said something in a video I made, and so it is the eagle that has the best vision, but the hawk has the second best vision, right? So hawks are able to see everything, the big picture, right? So right now, I think maybe Sagittarius is in that energy, but they still said it's number one with like I think it's the bird of choice for spirit, like on the spirit walk, right? Because they said something about I don't know if hawks just have that ability to pierce the veil faster or something. I forgot how they explained it, right? But so maybe that's how I had heard it, right? So they have the best vision in that sense. Maybe just the tuning in to the spirit world or something. There was something I don't know. I don't want to misquote or but there was something with that, right? But anyways, right now it's clear that Sagittarius is very like focused, right? I'm trying to think of how they say it, like laser locked or something like that. I forgot what the saying is. That's interesting. Maybe in the past you were overburdened with things, or maybe you are right now. Oh, and there you are, Sagittarius, huh? Interesting. Ah, combines with joins forces. So maybe that's part of your thing for this upcoming 2 weeks. It's okay to maybe you're one of those like, hey, if you want something done right, do it yourself, right? And right now it's kind of like they're guiding you to, right? Let spirit be your guide. So if you feel spirit whispering your ear, like let them help you, right? It's okay, right? You got the big picture. You could lead, right? But if you're overburdening yourself, then you're not gonna be good to anybody else, right? If you overwork yourself and just burn down to the point of exhaustion. So I think that's kind of the message there, right? Let spirit be your guide. Wow. That's a weird. I have a good sensei. Oh, wow. Oh, like that's weird. I've never really felt that, but I have this weird, like really good sensation, and it's like kind of in the lower back. So I think that's kind of lightening the load, right? Like it's funny that the chariot came out with that, right? Because and that part, right? It's about having free will, right? Power and strength of free will. So maybe that's the lie you've been telling yourself. Ah, well, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself and not really being open to letting others help you. And right now, that's kind of the seed with the throat chakra too. Being able to say, yes, okay, I'll take the help, right? Or something, or asking for help, even, right? Because that felt great. Like that feeling I had in my lower back was like, yeah, I can't even explain it because I don't know if I ever felt, but it was good. Like a relief for sure. Like a wow, like energetically, like wow, that was pretty cool. Yeah, okay. So maybe that's gonna be the challenge for you, Sagittarius. That was crazy. I like it though. Wow. Mm. don't know. Wow. Conflict, right? Competition, egos, obstacles. There's two ways I'm hearing this. Either you're worried that, right? Maybe that's something, right? You don't want to let go of the reins, right? That's funny, huh? The choice of you don't want to let go of the reins because maybe you feel like then someone's gonna want to or think like, oh, well, I'm the leader now or something. Or just, right? If you do ask for help, just make it very clear, right? So I feel like this is kind of a warning to prevent the conflict, right? And if it happens, it's okay, right? You know how to, you can always say, you know what, forget it. I'm gonna end up doing this myself, and that's okay, right? Just set like explain it very clearly, right? And I know even that sometimes people will still end up not following instructions perfectly, right? And then obviously that could lead to a conflict. So maybe you're worried about that. I think that that's what it is. That's why maybe in the past things have worked out like that, right? Where you know, allowed for someone to help and they did it wrong, right? I'm sure they show that in comedy shows. I mean, like TV shows and where someone, oh, I'll help you. And what was it? I think on an episode of Friends, someone deletes Ross's whole speech or something because he let them use his computer. They weren't helping him, but they use so things like that, right? You're just worried that if someone helps, like they might end up ruining things, and maybe it's too important. So I think as long as it's made like I feel like you're supposed to kind of get the help, but maybe just making it very clear, like, hey, make sure this. Yeah, see, yeah, because in the I think that's what it is. In this case, it has to do with that, right? Something from the past. Maybe that you work with people in the past partnerships. I don't know. I wasn't getting romantic, but hey, take it how it resonates. Maybe if there's something new, right? Like a connection that they're like, oh yeah, hey, we could do some power couple type stuff, something. Take it how it resonates. Someone wants to partner up with you in some way or help you, right? That's how it's coming in. Like, I want to help you. And you're just like, yeah, in the past, there's been conflicts, blah, blah, But maybe now, right? You're wiser. You know how to maybe just commute, right? Because that throat chakra keeps being there. There's just communicate it, right? 5 5. Both are the number of change. So I feel like that's part of your, Oh wow, 5 5 5. Even this, right? 3 2 is 5 5 5. That's like super change, right? So I think this is kind of where the you know where let spirit guide you is pushing you, right? To learn to ask for help, right? It's gonna be a relief. Don't project that negativity on it like nah in the past. Wow, wow, yeah, see? And this is you, Sagittarius. Be optimistic, right? Put on those yellow boots and let somebody help you. Yeah, and take action. I feel like, yeah, it's coming in faster than right, maybe within these next 2 weeks, something where someone is gonna be like, hey, mm, you're gonna have trouble with it. I could feel it, right? Like even my throat's kind of it's not tight, it's more like just like yeah, it's gonna be hard for you, right? Almost like even if you ask for help, it's gonna bother you to ask for help, but in the long run, I feel like it's gonna be a great relief, right? So just really put up those boundaries, right? Like not like in that sense, but like make it very clear, right? Someone's gonna help you be like, okay, I need help with this, just this, just this. I need help with this, right? And don't do none of that, right? I just need help with this. Please help me with this, and then that's it, right? And however many times you have to emphasize that, however many times, all that. Hey, how do you say it? Eternal. See, sometimes I have to zoom in here. Eternal souls, right? Eternal souls. Oh, eagle can slow down time as they dive. Wow, that's amazing. Wow, okay. Scorpio and Sag sisters. Wow. 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 Amazing. Wow. Wow, yeah, I'm glad. I'm always happy to hear when something resonates, right? And I think that, you know, this message came out very clear, right? Let me see, did I pull out the numbers here for did I pull out the numbers? I don't think I did. If I did, then I'll just do it again. Okay, so no, right? Because I was reading those other fives from the I don't know, three might be significant. Maybe you're December 2nd, December 3rd, December 12th, right? Maybe someone you're connecting with has one of those numbers in their birthday. So yeah, 1 and 2, 12. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah, yesterday that was crazy. The Scorpio full moon peaked on the East Coast here in the US at 1:23 p.m. It was at its peak. And here on the West Coast, it was at 10:23, which is still 1:23, right? So I was like, wow, this Scorpio full moon is really setting people up to start that journey, right? If they haven't been, it's like boom, really transform and start that 1, 2, 3, right? Like baby steps or just start, right? Like it was a perfect time, or it is a perfect time for us to really start on some kind of path, right, that we're on. Yeah. It's- Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Capricorn. Capricorn's name. Okay, let me go. Okay, because yeah, I know. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. Wow, Capricorn. Gemini. The butterfly. So maybe you have Gemini in your chart. Maybe you're connected to a Gemini, Capricorn. Curious, communicative, versatile, flexible, variety seeking, social, collaborative, brilliant, perceptive, connected, vocal, adaptive, street smart, mobile, mobile, studious, superficial, restless, fidgety. So always be careful of those shadow aspects. But maybe right now, right? Because Capricorns are very, right, a fixed sign, right? If I'm not mistaken. And, they could get stuck in that energy, right? So maybe right now it's asking you to kind of tap into that Gemini, be a little more flexible, right? Be like the butterfly. The twins, that's crazy. Maybe even be more communicative, right? Capricorn, maybe if you're someone that usually isn't as social, maybe you need it right now, right? Maybe it's something that has to do with business or stepping into that energy of communicating. Wow, what did I say? Wow. Communicating and bam, even you, maybe it's about being like that solar plexus, right? Maybe you haven't been feeling 100% like standing in your truth, right? Canary spirit, sing your own song, right? Tapping into that Gemini energy, right? Where sometimes people feel like Gemini won't be quiet and stuff, but you know, right now that energy's kind of calling to you. 12, 3. Maybe you're January 12th, right? Okay, so let me keep it going. All right, so what else? What's coming to Capricorn for this? Wait, did I flip these cards at some point? No, okay, almost there. And I don't want to be getting reversals if it wasn't supposed to be. All right, so Capricorn, what's coming for Capricorn right now for these next 2 weeks. What does Capricorn need to be aware of? I don't know. My throat's kind of feeling a little tight, so I think Capricorn is also having a problem being themselves, I guess. Maybe you have people around you that look at maybe you're feeling intuitive and you're not really trusting, right? Maybe you're needing to connect a little more. That's funny. Someone got Capricorn that they needed more of that. And maybe you need to connect more to the feminine energy, right? Your intuition. Be a little more playful, maybe. Maybe you've been a little too rigid, right? Because anyone that's willing, to me, it always looks, I know they're not wearing a fish on their head, but it looks like it to me, right? So anyone that's willing to wear a fish on their head is pretty relaxed to me. So maybe yeah. And Pisces is a mutable sign, right? So and Gemini is a mutable sign. Wow. So yeah, for Capricorn, like right? There's a lot of that like mutable energy that maybe you've just been too rigid lately. And oh, it makes sense, right? Because that's kind of what I said. Maybe for business, it makes sense. Like, how are you gonna get more clients, more talking to people if you're just this rigid person, right? Almost like if your energy speaks, like, don't talk to me. So yeah, right. Oh wow, you even got the chariot. So knowing that you got the reins, right? Even that person looks a little kind of a little stern, right? Like it doesn't look like someone you're gonna go talk to, right? Like maybe coming off that chariot and talking to the people, right? 'Cause I think I heard someone say that the person on this chariot is actually like the emperor, right? Or something like that. So maybe reconnecting with wow, interesting. Yeah. The star. Wow, Capricorn. Ah, that makes sense, right? Because obviously, right, if you're someone that's meant to be kind of in the spotlight and all, not kind of, if you're someone that's meant to be in that spotlight, there has to be this like social, right? Hmm. It's weird though. I feel this kind of blankness with you, not in like not a negative blankness, just like you're stationary, which makes sense because even this, I know they say the chariot's supposed to be this fast moving energy, but I don't know if you're going through a moment of stagnant, like a what is it? What is it right now? Okay, so wow, okay, there it is. What did I say? See? That's funny. So you're something you haven't decided maybe yet, just yet. You're right there, but you haven't exactly decided your path 100%. What? Did I ever realize that even this person's wearing the yellow shoes. It's like you got the yellow shoes on, but you haven't started walking like the who is it? The fool I think has the yellow shoes too. The um what's the optimism? The page of wands, right? Wow, so you're hiding your yellow shoes from the world still. That's crazy. See? So I don't know why you're not what's drawing you back? Maybe just conditioning, right? Maybe your environment. Maybe your environment, right? I feel like you could see it, right? Like everything. You could already see it in your mind's eye. Maybe you're meant to be a star, right? You're meant to be out there but yeah, I don't know. Wow, my crown's lighting up. I feel like yeah, there's probably just I feel like with you there is some sort of condition because that's the problem with fixed signs is that if something's embedded in you enough times, that becomes your reality, and it's harder for you than for right mutable signs that see like here right with Gemini it says fidgety right because fidgety is right obviously like a shadow aspect if someone's fidgety, but there's also the mutable energy right like so fidgety would be the shadow aspect, but a mutable energy isn't because you're just able to pivot, right? Okay, you're adaptable, boom, boom, boom. And I know the fixed signs have a little more trouble with that. So, because that's kind of what came through for you, Whatever Capricorn I'm tapping into, it's like you've just been conditioned for too long with something, and it's harder for you to kind of pivot. So that's why they're asking you. If you have Gemini friends, be around them. Look at how they do it, right? Be like, oh wow, okay, this person like. It almost seems maybe like they don't care, but maybe they've just been through enough that they've learned right to like that, right? Like to not take if someone is a certain way, it's like someone projecting their insecurities onto them or something. Like Geminis are able to process that pretty fast, right? But it's probably from life experience already, right? That people get uncomfortable, right? Like stuff like that. If wait, how were you able to change like this already? Now you're able to change like it's like music, right? When I was doing music, and even I would go and tell the producer, hey, I want to experiment with this. And I remember once the producer straight out told me, he was like, nah, that's going to sound retarded or something like that. Excuse that word if anyone gets offended by it. I know, from the time when I was growing up, like people use that kind of word. But, anyways, that's what the producer said. And then I was like, hey, you know what? I'm paying you anyways. Just do it, right? Regardless, you're gonna get more money because I'm gonna be here longer. And you're just. And then after we did it, right? He just wasn't. He didn't want to experiment for some reason, right? It wasn't in his head to do that. And once we did, oh wow, this is amazing, blah blah. Once he listened to whatever, right? Because I'm able to pivot and try new things and not stay stuck. No, it's supposed to be like this. This is from A to Z. This is how it works, and that's it, right? So maybe Capricorn, something has conditioned you to be this way. So if you have Gemini friends or stuff like that, or just tap into that energy, and yeah, that's gonna help you become that star, right? Tapping into that mutable energy, right? So okay, I feel like I went way too long with that. Wait, did I roll the dice for the Capricorn? No, right? 11. Wow. Okay. So, wow. 111. There it is, right? New beginnings. Wow. My throat kind of. So, yeah, clear your throat. Capricorn, clear your throat and be the goat. Ooh, I like that, huh? 11, right? The goats climb to the top, right? So, 11, right? 111. Um, I know that was a little corny, but it's all good. January 6th, January 11th, January 5th, right? Maybe you're going to be connecting with someone with that, right? 6, 5, right? Maybe a Gemini, June 5th, June 6th. That's going to help you go on that journey, June 11th, something, right? But I'm sure those numbers will pop up. That'll help you, that'll guide you. Okay, Capricorn, Aquarius. Okay, I know I'm starting to take a long time. So let me hurry up so I can finish this. Hey, my incense ran out, huh? A long time ago, probably. I didn't even notice. Let's go. I had another one that was there anyways. I know, I forget, huh? Yeah, that's probably like the biggest. Oh, so yeah, that's pretty cool then, Brittany. I forget that you have like a ton of. That's probably what you have the most, right? Capricorn. So, you know, maybe that makes sense for you to wow, you have Gemini too, so right? So if I'm not mistaken, or am I? I forgot if you have I think you have Gemini, right? So maybe tapping into that, right? Don't let conditioning keep you stuck. So Aquarius. Wow. So maybe you're in that Yeah, that's crazy. Wow. So seventh house relating partners, companionship, best friends, marriage, relationships, opposition, equilibrium, sharing, communion, justice, balance, social awareness. Wow. So for you right now, Aquarius, maybe this is what's popping up, right? Maybe that was the huge transformation for you. Seven, right? Wow. Maybe a divine union. This kind of is giving me like the lover's card vibes, right? Something very balanced, or a two, even a two of cups, right? Very balanced. Either you just came into a union, or I got chills, or you're about to come into a union with somebody, right? Um, so yeah, let me know. You could always come back and let me know if that takes place. Relating seventh house, Aquarius. Wow. Man, that's like one of I think my favorite the way this card looks, right? With even like it looks like the sun's shining right there or something. I like this card because it feels very balanced. That's why I think very reciprocal, right? Like yin and yang, two of cups, lovers, like that. Okay. Wow, look at with the little heart. Aw, time to let go. You know what I heard? Let go of control. That's funny. And this almost looks like a heart, right? Like the way it's kind of shaped. And then this too, right? The little heart. Maybe you're scared. Wow. Maybe you're scared to give away your heart to somebody because things from the past. Wow. Time to let go of the fear, I feel like is what they're telling me. 31. Maybe you're 31. Maybe that number's significant. Wow. Okay. That's different because last time that card came out to me in a different way. I feel like to you, you're supposed to be grounded more. Maybe you are someone that looks for too many signs, right? You're too into oh no, like if you come into a connection, it's too much about, oh wait, no, I sneezed, right? Maybe that's a sign I'm not talking like this. It's in the person. And the reason I'm saying that because it's crazy because this is like my, right? Like they say this is like the shaman's totem, right? And it came out in reverse, which is really interesting. And it's a number eight too. So I feel like maybe you're someone that in the past has been a little too overly focused on things, right? In that sense. Not a bad thing, right? Because obviously they will warn you, right? Not to say if they were giving you red flags about somebody, then please listen to those. But or that, right? Maybe it was in a different way, right? Maybe it was like, oh no, our birth charts don't match or something, or some weird thing, right? Like that. Rather than feeling your gut, right? Maybe it's something there. Something there. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm getting. So that's what I'm getting there. So let's see. What else for Aquarius? Because that's what I'm getting. Like if you're supposed to release the fear, time to let go. Yeah, because that's what it's giving me now. Like, oh, are you gonna like someone's afraid to get hurt, right? And it's almost like let go of that past pain, that past trauma. Someone's afraid to get hurt. Wow. See, maybe you already met somebody and you're kind of just you've been in a hang mode, right? But obviously you can't stay there forever because then the opportunities will pass you by. But somewhere in that you have the light bulb moment. Maybe that's what it is, right? Maybe the light bulb moment is just like you realize that it's all from the past too, right? Things from the past have forced you to act right like a certain way. It molded you into a certain way. Um wow, see? So the Queen of Wands, very confident, right? So maybe there is something you're already passionate about. If it's not a love connection, then just something, right, that you feel like going after. You're in this Queen of Wands energy, but you just yeah, you've been or you're stepping into that's kind of the advice, right? What's coming to you is to be more in this energy. right? To go from this little, like, oh, am I gonna get hurt, to the Queen of Wands, right? Like, you think that, I don't know, I don't feel the Queen of Wands is someone that's afraid of getting hurt or anything. It's like, right? Very confident. Maybe you're I don't know. I feel like you might be protected by something if. Hmm. Wow, okay. Yeah. So okay, I feel like, wow, I got a big pain. So maybe in the past you were in a relationship, right, where someone betrayed you, because I'm getting this whole, right? So if it is a feminine energy, a masculine energy betrayed you, right? Is what I'm getting. Maybe that kind of put you in a more, I feel like you've been more in a King of Swords kind of energy. Or this was kind of the energy that you dealt with before. I feel like you're connecting with a more nurturing energy right now. So whoever is coming in is gonna be a little more aware, right? Masculine, feminine doesn't, like, male, female doesn't matter, but there's gonna be kind of a more nurturing, reciprocated energy, right? That's what I'm getting for this Aquarius that I'm connecting to, right? Or this is gonna be you, and then there's gonna be that kind of energy coming in, right? Like, hey, little plum, why so glum? Is that what it is? Right? Like, you're gonna be like, well, I don't want to get hurt, kind of thing, but something like that. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm getting. So, the world, right? So it's clearly the end of whatever you went through, right? The journey's been completed, right? And it was like successful because you learned what you were supposed to learn, right? You might be having a little trouble completely surrendering to it, which is, I don't know. Aquarius tend to be pretty headstrong, right? They're, because even, right, like the Queen of Swords is Aquarius energy, right? Take it out. Maybe some of you are connecting with a king, because that's what I got right now. So some of you might be connecting with a King of Swords, right? I'm getting different stories here. Hmm. So I'm just gonna say it because maybe some of you were kind of like, there was, because it's weird, but I'm just gonna say it because that's what's coming into my head. So maybe in the past, some of you were betrayed by some kind of Queen of Pentacles, which is weird, right? Because you think Queen of Pentacles is the most nurturing, kind, um, solid kind of connection, but maybe that was kind of there was something there, right? It's also a very, right. I think Virgo is a fixed sign, or I don't know if it is, but yeah, I feel there was some kind of third party thing here because it's a little, yeah, there's too many energies here that keep switching back and forth. So let me focus on your energy. And what I feel is that there's a good connection coming in. So don't worry about the past, right? Whatever things happen in the past, I guess more of that story is coming through so you'll know if it's your story, right? If there was something like that put you in this hangman mode, right? That had you kind of guarding your heart a little more, right? And so I feel like there's a beautiful connection coming in, but your obstacle is gonna be to not let the pains of the past come into this, right? So to be in this more Queen of Wands energy, right? Be very confident. You know who you are. Remember, anything that someone did is not a reflection of you, like in that sense, right? If you know you were there, you were this and that, and someone else decided to do something that says more about them, obviously, that has nothing to do with you, right? If someone chose that, right? If you know that you were someone that was balanced and this and that, right? Seven, wow. So, that's obviously a very divine number. That's how the whole reading started, right? Seven. So I feel like, if you look at it that way, seven, 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 right? So that kind of helps me because I was like, man, whenever I see 777, it's like, no, everything's how it's supposed to be, right? So, because I was a little like, man, this just confused me, right? Was I all over the place with that? But I feel like that story was for somebody. So maybe you're 2-5 is your birthday, 2-7, 2-2. Maybe you're connecting with someone with those numbers, right? So thank you, Aquarius, for making that interesting. And next is Pisces, right? Wow, I still need two more, right? I thought that was Pisces was the last one, but I forgot I hadn't done Aries, right? So okay, let me get through this. Okay, okay. So let me hurry up with this. So Pisces, all right. Good old Pisces. All right. My mutable brethren in the astrology. Whoa, that one is okay. So Saturn, wow. I don't know. Maybe some of you are going through that Saturn return or something that felt like it, right? With this Scorpio full moon, maybe something really there was tower moments, there was something like a death and rebirth, right? Unfortunately, maybe some of you did have someone pass, so my condolences to you if you did. Um, but something has brought you a lot of wisdom, right? Maybe in a short time, even. Maybe it wasn't even about a whole Saturn return. Maybe just in a short time, something took you through the school of hard knocks kind of thing, and you learned something, right? Discipline, structured time, responsibility, tests. See, tests, yeah, something ambition, difficulty, restraint. It was like difficulty level was turned up, and you pass through it, right? Because if you're watching this, then obviously, right, you pass the test. Restraint, grounding, practicality, self-control, tradition, realism, container, bones, maturity, gravity, scaffolding, right? Wisdom, Saturn. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, wisdom. So this is interesting. Wow. Did I put this card back in? Maybe I flipped it around, but you know what? I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it because this other card that came out the way it did. So this came out again, right? So maybe in the past, right? That was you weren't so maybe right now you're not setting healthy boundaries. You have to, yeah, learn to set those healthy boundaries. And what came out too was the dog, which is dogs where be loyal to what you love. So maybe that, right? Maybe some of the people that are taking up your energy is not allowing you to focus on yourself. So that's part of your challenge, right? That's that wisdom you have to learn with that Saturn. And maybe you had to maybe you just weren't getting that message. So, your guide, spirit world, spirit, they had to really put you through something to really get it this time, right? Like, hey, don't you see how when people are over here consuming your time, like you don't get to be loyal to what you love, right? And look at 19, it's 10, right? So it's a complete this is supposed to be a lesson you were supposed to learn, right? Be loyal to what you love. Right? Imagine if you're painting something and then someone's like, "Oh, can you take me here or take me there?" And it's okay, obviously, to help people, but there's people that will overdo it. You know what I mean? Like years ago, someone once was calling me and calling me and calling, and I was like, and then like after I think I called them, and I was like, "Hey," so luckily I wasn't even nowhere near a phone, and someone actually had called me because they wanted me to drive to where they were and help them with groceries. And I was really mind boggled by that. I was like, is that a joke? Like, were they really blowing up my phone? I probably would have said no anyways, to be honest. Like, because I couldn't believe that someone actually was doing that, right? So yeah, you know. So that was kind of mind blowing to me, right? So those kind of things, right? If someone does things that are just like, you know what I mean? Like someone, let's say you live with someone, right? You have a partner you live with, and they're, oh, have you seen this? And they didn't even look for something, right? They didn't even take the time to look for it, and they're just asking you, hey, do you know where this is? Instead of actually looking for something, then asking you when they can't find it, right? So those kind of situations where someone just, wow, look at that. So I feel like, yeah, see, kind of what I said about something, it's very divine. Something's trying to help you learn that lesson, right? Something's really trying to help you learn that lesson. Did I even pull the other card for you? Yeah, Saturn. Okay, it was Saturn. Yeah. So something's trying, right? With Sagittarius card, obviously, but the Temperance Angel, right? Right. Maybe you've had to be patient with yourself, even, right? Maybe it's something you're not used to, but you know, it's funny because I didn't even. I'm reading it how they told me to read it, but yeah, that's funny because usually I guess this card means a bunch of other things, but regardless, it's very balanced, right? It's a very balanced card, right? So I think that's kind of what's been, or the way you've been being pushed to be more balanced in that, right? Be balanced with yourself, right? Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know. It's just yeah, really strange, right? Justice. Wow. See, that kind of confirms that, right? Because about balance, there's a big, and it's justice for yourself, right? Just it's the right thing for yourself. It's what's just to you to treat yourself with that, right? Ah, that makes perfect sense, right? Yeah, yeah. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so be more. Wow, this actually flipped out in reverse. So imagine that. I think that's even worse. Imagine if maybe you were someone that would help people and then people would say, you know, or maybe that if you talk bad to yourself, like I feel like that's turning around now, right? Because this is like a win at all costs kind of. It's just so when I see this, I think about that, right? Someone that's just because it says failure, like failure to communicate, right? Auto sabotage. So maybe you were talking negative to yourself, or maybe feeling like you weren't worth that, right? Like to balance, to be treated like your time matters, right? Like things like that. So maybe that's kind of what it is, Pisces. Like. You know, a lot of times, right? Like those are the hard lessons to learn that when others treat us like that, maybe we were treating ourselves like that too, right? And we just didn't realize it. So that's always a hard lesson to learn. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. But they never looked for it. Exactly. Ha 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 ha. That's funny. That's funny. Wow, look at that. I didn't even look. I'm all yeah. I was reading what you were putting, Brittany, and I didn't see that this had popped out the sun. See, so that's it, right? That's kind of like the whole. If you want this kind of new era or new way of being, yeah, like don't be a doormat, right? Value your time, and then others will have to value your time, right? Like and all that good stuff. So yeah, I think that's pretty much that's the message there, right? That's the message. Have healthy boundaries, have that dog spirit of like, right? Be loyal to what you love doing, right? And it's okay, just balance out. Maybe you do want to help out, but then you set enough time to nurture yourself too, right? So, seven, wow, another I love the seven, right? Because it's always like it's like a completion number too, obviously, right? Five, the number of change, two, maybe your birthday's on March 5th, March 7th, March 2nd. Maybe you're 25, maybe you're 52, maybe you're connecting with someone with those numbers. Maybe that'll remind you, right? Sometimes, people will come into our lives all randomly to remind us, right? That, we are special, right? Sometimes it'll be like, you could be around people that talk down to you or are disrespectful and this and that. Then all of a sudden, the universe will put someone in your path that's very, oh, thank you, Brittany. I appreciate you. Wow, that's a cool little figure too. Oh, March 12th. That's funny. Yeah, that's I like that little character. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, so, sometimes the universe will bring people into our life that yeah, that all of a sudden remind us of just how special we are, right? Mm. Wow, and maybe yeah, maybe it could be something about that, right? Remembering, if you've been around people like negative people, it's to remember, wow, you know what? I am special, right? I remember when someone, right? Like a random stranger, even. It doesn't have to be like, it could be like, oh, I remember when someone just gave me flowers and told me I looked, great today or something, or they loved, the outfit you were wearing or the shirts or anything, right? Anything. I like that hat or, you know, something, right? If you've been around that kind of, negative energy. And also there might be a financial situation coming in within this next, 2 weeks, right? Or you might be creating something with that perseverance, which will end up being success, right? Like you're just gonna focus on work maybe or that, right? Like that. Once you start setting those boundaries, then you're gonna be like, wow, I've been wanting to do this for a long time. Maybe it's gonna be something that will eventually be prosperous, right? That you didn't have time for because you were so busy looking for the remote control for someone that never even looked for it or something, right? Like, or where'd I leave my keys? I know, or my wallet. I know I left it here and blah, blah, blah. And they never even look for it, right? Something like that. All that time you spend, right? So setting those healthy boundaries. So yeah, I already pulled the numbers, right? What in the world? I did, right? Didn't I already yeah, yeah, I did. I did. Wow, okay. So how come I kept pulling cards? That's funny. All right, so maybe that was just a little extra for you. That's so funny. I had already pulled the numbers and I don't know why I kept pulling cards. That's so funny. Okay. So I guess that message needed to be communicated. Okay, so last but not least, Aries, right? All right. Let's get this done. Oh yeah, the what did you do? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's funny. Yeah. Taurus. All right. So maybe it's Aries, Taurus, Cusper, the bombshell. Maybe you're feeling yourself at this moment earthy, practical, steadfast, productive. Wow, why did my throat want to crack? Earthy, practical, steadfast, productive, fertile, tactile, ample, worthy, ripe, pleasure seeking, sensuous, blooming, solid, possessive, tenacious, loyal, patient, deliberate. So maybe you're doing things with a little more um like deliberate. What's the other word for intention? Right? Maybe you're doing things with a little more intention in these upcoming 2 weeks. Oh, we're in Taurus season. Wow. So maybe you're tapping into that Taurus energy, right? The Taurus, the bull's a little slow to get going, but once it gets going, who's gonna stop that bull, right? Maybe it's being spirit led because that jumped out at me that it's a white bull, which I don't know. They exist, right? Obviously, right? The white bull, but I mean, I don't know if have I seen one? I don't know. Probably, right? I don't think it's uncommon like in other animals, right? Like I know the white rhinos. I don't know if they went extinct already or things like that, but um, yeah. But anyways, whoa, wow! Look at Aries, eagle spirit. Spirit has your back. Wow, 23. So there's a good energy right now, right? Like definitely being able to see the full picture of things, right? Wearing your crown. Spirit has your back. It's powerful, very powerful. Five is the number of change. So maybe right now you're going through a change, a transformation with that Scorpio full moon. Maybe it wasn't that easy. And now that you've made your choice, Spirit has your back, right? I mean, yeah, this is crazy. It's a powerful card, right? Like the eagle, those talents. Look at those talents. It's like, it seems like a very regal card, right? Spirit has your back. Wow, yeah, taking action, right? So maybe you're ready to leap forward, right? Very fiery energy, and you're ready, right? Action. Sagittarius energy. Solar plexus, right? Right? Obviously the the eagle could fly as close to the sun as any other bird. Wow, maybe wow, and there you are. That's what I was gonna say. Um, it almost gives those emperor vibes, right? And of course, the emperor came out. So there you are, Aries. So maybe you're stepping. Wow, look at right. Both of them are wearing the crown. So that's great energy to have right now. And it looks like you did have to go through a death and rebirth kind of thing, right? There was a heartbreak, right? Three of swords, four of swords. You had to, right, go through a full kind of death and rebirth. Something was painful, but it feels like whatever new path you started, right? Spirit has your back. And they want you to put on those yellow boots. And I love that. I think I'm gonna actually buy some. Nah, I don't know. It's gonna be weird, huh, for me to. But hey, that's crazy. More Sagittarius energy, right? Optimism. So yeah, maybe you're in an action kind of. What is it? To take bull by the horns. That's scary. Ah. Oh wow. Yeah. So optimism, right? So yeah, I think that's kind of the energy for you right now, Aries, within these next 2 weeks, right? Feels like you had a little death and rebirth kind of thing going on. And yeah, maybe you took enough time and you're feeling kind of reborn, right? And spirit has your back. Let's see. Whoa, okay. Yeah, Ace of Wands, right? Maybe you're inspired right now, taking that leap. There you are again. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So just a lot of fiery. Wow, didn't I do a read? I had done a reading and there was like, I think there was really no, wow, the only sign that came out was Sagittarius, right? For Aries, and it was like all watery energy, right? I was surprised because I was like, whoa, what's up with that? And now here's all that fire energy back. So maybe, yeah, just everything shifted like that fast, right? Maybe this Scorpio full moon was very necessary for you to really purge some things out, let them go, right? Release, right? Kind of just hop in your coffin and then hop back out, right? Maybe stuff like that. So, yeah, inspiration, good news, right? So I like that. That's great. Maybe there's a new love offer coming in, or maybe that's kind of your energy going towards something. There's that Scorpio energy. Maybe right now, right, with the Scorpio energy, you're feeling that, you know, feeling a healthy sacral. Oh, wow. And look at all this orange, right? So there's a lot of orange energy, right? Sacral chakra. So maybe part of that too, right? I felt a little bit with the, well, even this has orange, right? Orange, green. Maybe you feel rooted, right? Healthy sacral chakra, heart chakra. 8, right? So yeah, maybe something has finished, right? The whole karmic kind of situation or lesson that had to happen. Maybe you're April 6th, April 8th, April 2nd. Maybe someone you're connecting with has that, right? The 8, 6, 2, right? Something like that. So yeah, I feel like this is good energy, right? Good way to end this all signs, right? For the next 2 weeks. So hey, good day, JJTV 24/7. Oh, nice. Okay. Wow. Thank you for letting me know. Glad they resonated. Yeah. So hope you have an amazing weekend as well. JJTV, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Brittany. Um, Eternal Souls. Who else tuned in? Billy Bob, Foster Town. Who else? Who else? Who else? I think that was it, right? So I don't miss anybody. Okay, cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, thank you so much. It's always an honor to be able to connect with your energies. This felt great, right? Like it seemed like a lot of yeah, right? Everyone's kind of moving in that forward motion, right? So yeah, I didn't feel like anyone was really stuck. It felt like maybe some of us were stuck in the past and everyone's kind of moving forward now. So yeah, it feels like, just don't be afraid. I forgot what signs got that of don't be afraid to ask for help. Got some yellow shoes. Hey, maybe I could do that, right? Maybe I could just get some yellow shoestrings or something instead of, so I don't have to wear no yellow boots, right? That'll be my way of feeling that, right? That's funny. So yeah, the yellow boots. So okay, on that note, because I don't want to keep blabbing on, and I actually do have to go somewhere. And okay, so thank you all. Thank you, Brittany, once again. Thank you for all your help. I appreciate you. Uh, all of you have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you. Yeah, I did this one because I don't know. I had that gut feeling like maybe I won't be able to do it next week, so I just wanted to throw it out there for the next 2 weeks. And on that note, I'll see you all soon. All right, much love, everybody.